Hi guys, so it's just Damien, just back from the gym. I said I would film a quick video on carb cycling. So I've made a couple of little notes and I'll just refer to those as I'm going on. So a couple of people have asked about carb cycling. Is it good? Is it beneficial for weight loss? And the answer is yes, absolutely. So if you've been following any of my stuff for a little while now, you'll, especially in the free January group that I did, you'll know that I provided like a free basic kind of 12-day detox with a program that went along with it, workouts, etc. That you can do over the you can stick to it if you want. But if you want to take your results to the next level, what I would say is there is a natural progression, and carb cycling is a good way to go. It's something that I personally do, and it's something that I do with my clients, my personal clients, and obviously online clients and stuff like that. So carb cycling is very good. It's very effective. It's been around a long time. It's not something that I've just come up with. It's something that fitness models and competitors and stuff like that have done, bodybuilders. And here's why it works. Basically, if you've been following the kind of the basic detox plan that I put together, then of course you're gonna, you should get results just following that to start off with. But there comes a point where something has to change in order for you to keep progressing. It doesn't matter how good that you, how good your diet is or how good you might be training. Something needs to budge somewhere in order for you to keep progressing. So, obviously, introducing the carb cycling where you might potentially eat more carbs on one day and less on another. What that's essentially going to do is help you dip in and out of ketosis, so to speak. So, ketosis basically is where your body will it will have little to no carbs actually stored, so you'll dip into your fat stores for energy, so you'll be burning body fat. So the good thing with carb cycling is that you're not sticking to ketosis for a prolonged period. You're only doing it for short bursts. So what you'll essentially do is you'll dip in and you'll dip out, you'll dip in, you'll dip out, so and so on. So what you're actually doing is you're just topping up your energy levels every couple of days by adding the carbohydrates back in. So as you'll know, following the basic detox plan that I put together, it's still obviously recommended that you remove all of the inflammatory type foods, the wheat, the gluten, the dairy, and so on. But you can then cycle between lower and higher carb days, so that you can dip in and out of this ketogenic state where you will burn more body fat, basically. So just a couple of the things to run through for you. I've written down one other thing I should say as well is there's no set way to do this. It's flexible. It's flexible in the sense that you can do it to fit around your activity levels. You can do it to fit around your lifestyle. You can do it to fit around obviously your training days, that kind of thing. So obviously if you find that you're probably going to need more energy on training days. So obviously if you're only training 3 to 4 times a week, then it's recommended that you probably have your carbs on those days. So they could be your higher carb days. On the other days where you're not training or you're only doing something low intensity type stuff like just cardio, for instance, then they could be your lower carb days. So I just run through a couple of the different things here. So here's one way. You could have carbs every day if you wanted to, or every training day that you have in your post-workout. So just your post-workout meal, you could maybe add in some rice, some sweet potatoes, some quinoa, maybe some fruits, even some oats if you wanted to. But you restrict your carb intake to this post-workout meal only. Okay, so the rest of the time, you're just having protein and veggies. Keeping it dead simple, just protein and veggies. So there's one option. You've got another one where you could do alternate day carb cycling. So again, this might not even relate to any kind of training whatsoever. You could just alternate day rotate your carbs. So one Monday might be high carb, Tuesday low carb, Wednesday high carb, Thursday low carb, and so on and so forth. So to pick itself back up again, to kickstart your metabolism and your thyroid and sort of speed things up. But also by dropping off the carbs a couple of days a week, it might be the very thing to help you speed up your metabolism, keep burning body fat. There's another way. So what else have I got? You could do carbs only on a weight training day. So obviously, if you're doing a heavy, intense weight training day, then like I said, it might be beneficial for you to add in your carbs. That I would definitely suggest. And then on the non-training days or the non-weight training days, if it's just a cardio and an abs circuit, or maybe even just a class, then I would possibly call that a low carb day. Yeah, so again, low carb day, you probably just keep it dead simple. And then we've got another one, carb rotation. So this is something that I did last year. I've done a mixture of all of these, by the way, at one point or another. So the carb rotation I found worked really well, which is basically I would do something like 2 days low carb, 1 day high carb, 2 days low carb, 1 day high carb. And then obviously depending on your results with any of these, depending on your results and how long you've got before you go on holiday, or you've got a special event coming up, whatever it might be, depending on your results, depends on whether you should add in a cheat meal or a cheat day or not. Okay, so if you've been good and you've stuck to the plan all week with absolutely no slip-ups, then go for it. Once a week, add in a cheat meal. Yep, so it's pretty straightforward. Carb cycling rocks. It's brilliant. It's something that I do with all my clients, and it's something that I've started doing with the February group. So moving on from the January group, I wanted to provide something new, something extra, something better, something to help people progress. So obviously there was a lot of people in the group that were happy, in the January group, that were happy to carry on doing the same thing, and I didn't want to go confusing people by adding in more and more and more and kind of writing everybody off. So obviously I went one step further and I set up another group which was essentially it's the February group, but it's going to be an ongoing group. So each month what I'm going to be doing is adding a new meal plan and a new workout plan to the member site. I've got a separate member site now with a password protected login for all members. I've got a new Facebook support group in there with just basically that's just for the people that have signed up to do this. And the member site basically is going to be an ongoing thing that I'm just going to be adding to, that gets added to the group on a month-to-month basis. So there is a cost for this though, guys. It's £10 a month. So if you want access to a new meal plan and a new training plan every single month, and you want access to me on an ongoing basis to ask questions and the support from other people that are following the same information and advice, then give me a shout and I